What? Are we on?
Yeah.
Hey Terry, are we live? Let us know when we're live.
Yeah.
What?
Well, I wanted to share my favorite recipe for ambrosia salad.
Oh.
Yeah.
First, tell
So
us
since
a
we're not-
history of
since
why
we're-
you would eat that.
Since we're not live yet, I wanted to
Yeah.
talk about
Yeah.
the worst desserts.
Oh, cool.
Speaking
ambrosia
of which, let me tell you about my penis.
Okay.
the worst dessert.
It's
Oh,
better
Terry-
as an entree.
You know what?
I gotta
Or
tell you.
a moose bouche.
Terry says we're live. What's up to our sidekicks and henchfolk out there? He's sweating.
He still eats
Oh.
everything.
What's up to our sidekicks and henchfolk out there in the Geek Nation? You're currently tuning into the Dark Cult Pop Podcast of Infinite Earths, episode 5, legacy numbering 806. We've been doing this for 806, and we now have a viewership of 3.
Is
7.
that on your watch?
I have it running through my watch.
Viewership of 833.
This is a show where we're going to talk about comics, movies, TV, games, food, news, friendship, and all the things that scratch your nerdy little itches. We're coming to you live. Terry's making us say this. We're coming to you live from Manny Young Studios, Philadelphia's most unique broadcast and video production space, capable of accommodating every visual and audio need. I do have to say that we live here now, and we will defend the integrity of these walls from all adversaries with our very lives. With me this week, and you may be asking, who are you? I'll get to that in a minute. Relax. Cool your jets. With me this week is Noel.
Hi.
And Brian.
Hey.
And I'm your host, Johnny Destructo of Johnny Destructo's Hero Complex, located at 4327 Main Street, Philadelphia, PA. It's a rad-ass comic shop that caters to the nerd and the nerd adjacent of all shapes, sizes, and genders. You can call me Jadles. And Terry's back there in the booth. Say hi, Terry.
Hi, Derry.
So at the top of the show, before we get to any nonsense, we'd like to thank all of the listeners for being here with us and hanging out. Whether you're live or checking it out later, if you dig what we're doing, please comment, subscribe, like, hit the bell icon. You know, I never really knew about the bell icon. Apparently there's a bell icon that you can hit that, and then you'll get an alarm that says, hey, they're live.
The bell tells you, like, it rings when.
Oh, does it?
When
You
you
ever
do
sound on
something.
it? It does like a ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
Oh, it rings for us?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like somebody hits the bell notification,
Yeah.
and then we do something,
What should we do?
and drop content.
I think what we should do is the show. Additionally, we want you to engage
the
with us.
show.
You're a part of the discussion, so pipe up down in the chat. Speaking of listeners who pipe up, we got letters.
We got letters?
Oh, we got
Go
lots
on.
and lots and lots and lots of letters. The first letter is called Technical Difficulties. Wow. Had so much trouble with this last episode. It kept buffering and then jumping forward.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. Listen, it was probably my fault. My aura was so fritzy that day that it just interfered with all of the technicals.
I could see that. Happening,
We pulled
actually.
off a show with no internet, so you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had to
And-
send it
and then
to each of
we'll-
your houses.
Via
Page
snail
by
mail.
page.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
buffering because it was via crane. Pigeon.
He continues, not sure why you
Yeah.
left off.
But delivered.
Cranes
crane.
can do
They
it.
deliver it though. They deliver babies.
Shall
Oh, please.
I? Okay.
We're talking.
What? I'm sorry to interrupt you with the show we're doing. He continues, I'm kind of at a loss for what to write about this week. All right, good. So we'll skip a bunch of it. He wrote a bunch of emails and then deleted them.
The PB joke.
He's got some questions. Christopher St. Saucy Goodnight does. All right, here we go. What's your least favorite adaptation, and what's your favorite adaptation of any property? Who's going to go first? It's going to be Brian.
Hey, my least favorite adaptation, nothing comes to mind right now, but I feel like there is one out there, and this is why it's my least favorite, is that something that is adapted so poorly that you have a hard time recommending it to somebody else, right? You're like, oh, hey, you should check out Battlefield Earth. And they're like, nah, that movie sucked. And you're like, well, the book is not the movie. You know, it's not that bad. It's decent for about 75%, you know, that kind of thing. And they're like against it because the adaptation is so bad, right?
Yeah.
So that is one of them, but I feel like it's not the premier example.
I think it might be the premier example of a bad adaptation.
Oh, I never saw it, actually.
It's a god-awful movie.
Yeah.
I remember it was so bad that Lord Jesus... Lord, thank you,
So
Terry.
bad.
Lord Jesus himself came down and turned off the entire movie theater that we were at watching
Well,
it.
who's that? The projectionist?
Yeah,
Oh,
Lord
okay.
Jesus. Yeah, we
Yeah,
call
yeah.
him that.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
cool.
Like they adapted it so like isn't a large part of the plot like robbing Fort Knox of gold?
That's the beginning of. So the book that
That's-
I read was
that's-
this like compendium of the series.
The movie just kind of
So,
deals with
okay,
that
yeah,
chunk. And they don't update anything. They just kind of take it word for word. So like you're supposed to believe that like these aliens have just value gold
yeah.
because they do.
They love gold.
Who doesn't love some gold?
It's useful in computers.
We're gonna like Fort Knox. So it's just like a terrible heist,
Yeah.
sci-fi. But then the movie itself, every single shot is a canted angle.
Oh,
I'm not even kidding. Every single shot of that entire
And what's
movie
that?
is like a canted angle. It's like the frame of the movie is.
Oh.
So, like,
All right.
it's
Which is
so-
cool sometimes.
I mean, it's
Not every time.
It's cool juxtaposed
Yeah,
against
yeah, yeah.
normal framing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hate
Yeah.
that movie's so.
So that's my thing is when it's
Yeah.
hard to then say get into this awesome thing because
Yeah.
there was a bad
Yeah.
adaptation. Now, as far as favorite adaptation, Fight Club definitely comes to
Oh,
mind, right?
holy
I didn't
cats.
so I didn't know it was a book
Yeah.
when I saw the movie, but then I read the book, loved the book,
That's a good one.
but the movie makes some plot changes which I think are even
I think
better. And the author himself has said he prefers the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
They
the movie's better.
yeah.
That isn't that what he's saying?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to do it in his shot.
Okay.
The one major change that in the book they're trying to destroy the natural history museums,
Oh, yeah.
and in the movie they're trying to destroy the credit card companies.
Yeah.
And that is more impactful.
Yeah,
The
agreed.
natural history museum is like a metaphor or whatever.
Yeah.
But both great. Yeah, I think the movie.
Agreed. That is a really good pick.
It's a
Thank
Wow.
really good pick.
Well done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
thank you.
both sides. It's a really good pick on both ends. I don't have any.
I do.
None?
Please.
My favorite adaptation is Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh, sweet. Good movie.
Ah, this is good, right? Ah.
Yeah, no,
That was-
might be the
that's
best one.
violent.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. My least favorite. There's so many bad adaptations. I
Hmm.
don't know.
Hmm.
Dylan Dog
Oh, I never
Dylan
saw
Dog
that.
was kind of fun.
wasn't great.
I never saw The Shadow.
Oh, I like the
I
Shadow.
love The Shadow.
Yeah, the
The Shadow's
Shadow was
good?
awesome.
I straight
Yeah,
up love
yeah.
The Shadow. It's of its
Oh, you
time.
know what? I'm thinking of The Purple Suit.
The Phantom.
The Phantom. I
It
did
goes
see The
to
Shadow
walks.
with Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
I did actually quite like that.
Who
Yeah.
knows what
Yeah.
Lethal
And
Weapon is
Rocketeer was
about?
the
The Shadow
Rocketeer was the best. That was really
Oh,
good.
yeah,
too.
it was a
That
great
was a really
movie.
good one.
Yeah.
I can't think of that.
There it is.
Yeah, and the era of adaptations is almost like, especially like pop culture adaptations, genre adaptations, almost feels so new, like only the last 10 to 15 years. I know that there were some
Yeah.
before that, but like
Full swing.
the brunt of it, or like the brunt of what we consider a comic book, video game, video
Gone
game
with the
adaptations.
Wind was
Oh,
an
they're all
adaptation.
terrible. Wait, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, awful movie.
Oh,
House
there
of
you
the
go.
Dead by Yui Bowl.
Awful movie.
Awful movie.
Wow.
Okay, so he
Next question.
continues.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite casting and who is your least favorite casting in a comic book movie?
I saw this earlier. I kind of have a least. I don't know if it's my least ever, but it's the first one that came to mind.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Renee Montoya from
What movie was she in?
No, Montoya, the character.
the character
Yeah.
in
What movie was she in?
Harley Quinn and
Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey.
Ah,
Birds
right,
of
right,
Prey
right.
and the
I
something
never
saw
stuff
that
of
one.
Harley
And the
Quinn.
something- stuff.
I love Rosie Perez. But she was so wildly miscast for that tone of that movie, and I just, even when
I
they
liked her.
had stuff, I really didn't like it at all.
I don't know if I like her as Renee Montoya, but I liked her in the movie.
All right.
If
that
it was
makes
a different
sense.
character altogether, maybe.
Yeah. If it was
Yeah.
Rosie Perez, the
But
character.
then they had her doing Renee Montoya things,
Yeah.
and I'm like, that's a stunt double.
I couldn't see her being the question.
I couldn't see her. Yeah, it was just it was odd casting. I didn't like it.
Brian, do you have one?
No least favorite comes to mind. I think I have to go Christopher Reeve as Superman. For
Best casting?
I said
Is
no
that-
least favorite comes to mind.
I'm sorry.
Is
No,
that,
but I
no.
wasn't listening.
Yeah.
is that
Well,
best casting or just the first casting?
I mean,
How much
yes
how much
and
of nostalgia,
yes.
like,
Well, I mean, there was
philosophically,
George Reeve.
Yeah, and I did see that maybe before, and Kirk Allen,
modern,
but I never saw that.
like modern filmmaking.
Yeah.
Is it how much? I was just saying, how much of our impression of it, like if a young
Right.
kid now comparing the two, like
Here's the
George
thing:
Reeves sucks, Henry
Can-
Cavill all the way.
can a person now, is there not also an invalidity to that, right? Because
True.
they're looking at an old movie and we weren't.
Yeah.
It's both of its time and looks that way.
Yeah.
But I think the Superman tenor that he brings to that role, which admittedly I've not seen the whole movie in a long time, it's nails it.
It's you know what, I don't question that. I just think there's something about the standard bearer.
Sure.
Does it so well.
Yeah.
That it's beyond actual like later investigation. If it is,
no man will ever be said to be as smart as Socrates because he's the smartest guy. You know, that kind of
the
thing.
First, as well as it was, and then time passes and it's always considered that.
Right.
It's like, okay.
But I'll tell you what, when Gary Frank draws Superman as Christopher Reeves, it looks right.
Oh, my favorite, what was it? We're never gonna stop messing with his shot ever.
My God.
He's alone.
Because he's alone. That's it in a nutshell.
No, my favorite of Jeff Johns, Gary Frank's Superman Secret Origin, because even when he drew Superboy, it looked like a little Christopher Reeve.
It was really, really weird. Yeah,
it was amazing.
Yeah,
he had a full adult head.
Yeah, on a child's body. Yeah.
That's part of being Kryptonian.
That is a great choice, Brian. I'm gonna steal that choice and agree with that.
We can have the same. We can like
the
same
choice.
Thing.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, I took your Scott Pilgrim. So.
Oh, you know what? Do the thing. Remember when you hit me and you're like violent because my idea was so good? Do that to him, but from me. That was from me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know what? I should have been like a this, not a this. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's and okay. Robert Monroe Jr. is in the chat saying the Earthsea adaptation on Sci-Fi Network where the characters were whitewashed. Even the author panned it.
I never saw that, but I love that book.
I don't know the
Earthsea. I didn't even remember that there was an adaptation.
Oh, and then Calvin joined us. I don't know Calvin, but welcome, Calvin.
Hey, Calvin.
Least favorite adaptation. All right. Dreamcatcher. Watching that movie can make you think Stephen King is the worst author ever.
I kind of dug that movie.
I liked that movie.
I never watched
I
never read the book.
Is that the one where aliens like went into your butt?
And he does this thing to find stuff.
Shit weasels. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, can I throw
believe that was the subtitle of
it. And they played an Animatrix short before it.
Yeah.
And I was a projectionist at the time, and people were like, they're playing the wrong movie in Theater 13.
And you screamed down, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I mean, because not like that never happened.
What about Kat Dennings as Death in the Sandman Audible series? I think that's pitch perfect.
Oh, it's good. Oh, okay. I was going to say it's bad because I haven't gotten to her yet in the Audible series, but I like Kat Dennings quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's fun. All right. So, and he's got one last question.
Here it is.
St. Saucy does. What is your number one favorite movie ever?
I don't know.
Of all time.
Of all time ever.
I don't have a favorite movie. I can narrow it down to like 5 or 10. I'm not in the business of picking favorites artificially. You know what I mean? If one rises up and I'm like, you know what, that really is my favorite of whatever thing, then I've got it. But I'm not
going to be at least by genre. Like I don't even know.
I was going to say, I think when I was like maybe 10, I had a most favorite movie ever. But now, you know, as you just acquire more,
like, well, I also like this one.
It's by genre.
I like it for a different reason or whatever.
Or like I used my go-to answer for that for 20 years was Fight Club.
It's a good movie.
I just loved Fight Club.
I love that adaptation.
And do you?
Yeah, I really did. It was maybe my favorite, one of my favorites.
Was it an adaptation? I didn't even know.
It was.
I read the book, but I had no idea.
I heard that the author actually likes the changes that were made in the adaptation.
Fight Club was my go-to answer. It was always Fight Club. That's my favorite movie. But now it's been sort of co-opted by diddle dipshits.
I never saw that one.
Yeah, people.
Oh, I got you. Well, people, Snowflake.
Yes.
That's
the people who use Snowflake. Unironically. Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like the true individual does whatever they want, even if everybody else in the world is doing it. Yeah. Right. So it sucks, but they shouldn't take that from you.
Here's the thing though. I'm a follower.
Yeah. Of whomever.
Yeah. Actually,
I follow.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Do you think that should be the end of my sentence?
I can see it. I maybe of everything you said.
Just no more sentences.
Yeah.
Go to sleep.
Dane Z is in the chat saying aliens ! I'm assuming he means is the worst.
Was that an adaptation?
No,
or that's
the best sequel.
Oh, favorite
movie ever.
Favorite movie.
I just saw Alien for the first time.
I'm hard pressed to say like Evil Dead 2 for some reason. I keep coming back to Evil
Your
Dead
favorite
2.
That's your favorite movie of all time?
One of my favorite movies of all time. One of top 4.
Say it. Okay. Commit.
Terry says same.
Have a favorite. Say it,
commit.
Noel.
Oh, commit.
Say it.
Empire Strikes Back.
Wow.
That was different. You
It's
committed
not The
to a
Last
different
Jedi?
one.
No, Last Jedi is my third favorite movie.
Okay, cool. And then Robert Monroe Jr. says Seven Samurai.
Oh, I never saw
Oh, old school.
That's a good one.
I
That's
mean,
a good one.
Casablanca is instantly watchable over and over again.
Oh, and Calvin. I like you already. Calvin says John Carpenter's The Thing.
it.
That's
Big-
it's so
I
good.
never saw that.
Big
It's
either.
so
Trouble.
good.
Big Trouble in Little China is John Carpenter's best movie.
That was John Carpenter?
Big Trouble. Yeah.
Ah.
Big Trouble is also a lot of fun.
I love that movie. so
Calvin,
much.
if you like John Carpenter's The Thing, I designed a poster for that movie. If you go to johnnydestructo.com, it takes you to my Etsy, and it might be up there. I don't know. All right. So thank you, Christopher St. Saucy Goodnight, for that email. Let's see if we can blow through another one real quick. Letter number 2. Good evening, folks. Good evening. The question I'd like to pose is a simple one that probably doesn't have an easy answer. With its clear success with just about everything they produce, what anime or superhero franchise would you like to see Pixar get their hands on?
Yeah.
The spotlight is on you. See what I did there, they say. And this is from Yogi Bear. Welcome back, Yogi
Very
Bear.
cool.
Thank you for writing in again. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. So, animators, I have been wondering for quite a while why we don't have more movies like The Incredibles,
Yes.
but based on actual IP, pre-existing IP. And we just recently got the Super Pets movie.
Yeah.
And as I was watching the beginning of that movie where it's got Superman and Lex and all that stuff, I'm like, why don't we have like a Pixar?
Yeah.
They're all the same company.
Yeah. They
Give
could
us
do
a
the Marvel
Pixar
stuff.
Star Wars. Give us a
Yeah.
Pixar superhero movie.
That'd be cool.
Spider-Man.
That would be cool.
I guess, well, Into the Spider-Verse is right. You're not going to beat that.
All right. It doesn't have to be Spider.
Forget it. It's not Sony, but
Right.
yeah, I've been wondering that since Pixar happened.
Yeah.
Where's the superhero versions of this?
Were you happy a little bit when Incredibles happened then?
I
You were
was-
like,
that
here it
was-
is.
Incredibles
Yeah.
Fantastic
was my
Four.
favorite superhero movie for a while.
Yeah. It was really good.
Because it was Fantastic Four,
Yeah.
but amazing.
Yeah. Whoa.
But amazing.
And amazing.
No, but.
Oh, do you mean because the Fantastic Four are fantastic? I got you.
I think it means just the movie. At the
So
time.
do you guys have answers for this?
Yes. In fact, my answer is informed by The Incredibles. The first thing that I thought of was The Flash, because when we saw a Dash in The Incredibles,
Yeah.
I was like, super speed.
Yeah.
That was awesome. He's running across the water.
Yeah,
He's doing everything that I haven't seen super speed do on screen at that time or hadn't.
I'm challenging this.
You're challenging what I want?
The Flash. Yeah. Well, no, I'm challenging specificity. Because
Oh, okay.
We've had tons of Flash animated movies.
Yeah.
Is there a specific like arc or story that you want to see the Flash animated,
Ooh.
big budget?
Oh,
Because we've had like there's been
I'll
so
tell
many
you what.
DC movies, you know.
I'll tell you what, I want to see Barry Allen in a classic travel to the future, Carmine Infantino style
With the big head.
aesthetic. Yes.
Yeah.
No, the buildings,
Yeah,
the
we-
cool sci-fi buildings
Yeah,
and
yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
you know, that kind of era. And then I was like, well, why not just the whole Justice League, you know?
Yeah.
But so I'm not going to turn down any
Yeah.
property. But yeah, I think like a future story with, you know, Professor Zoom or, oh, we always get another speedster.
Yeah,
Could be some Abracadabra
yeah.
from the future, although he would just be a normal guy in the future because his whole shtick is that he uses his high
Future
tech to
tech.
come back
I
here.
feel like DC's been doing that, and to not middling results. Actually, a lot of them are really fun, but I don't know. I guess I would, if that's the case, then I would like. Oh, I guess one up it. Right?
Okay.
Like yes, the Flash, but computer animated, specific style, this storyline, like something that's a
Okay.
little bit more.
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna.
Because we get the like
add-
half anime.
Yeah, it's true. And I
Movies
never
all the
really.
time.
I'm not too familiar with anime, so I'm not drawing from that at all in
It's
this.
an aesthetic, I think, right, at this point.
But you know, I'd like to see the Flash family.
Ah,
We've got
I'm
Jay
down with
Garrick,
that.
Kid Flash, Barry.
Yes.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
another
yeah.
Justice League movie. Let's see the
Yeah,
Flash.
I want the
family.
Flash family.
That's
all
that would be
day.
awesome.
Yes.
And maybe we'll even end up seeing a few other ones from other points
Yep.
in time.
Yep.
Let's go.
They're bouncing
Let's
around
go.
past, future, maybe a little multiverse action.
You know what I think
Yeah.
would be really fun for
What is it?
Pixar to do? Booster Gold and
Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Right? It's
Yeah,
a buddy
yeah.
cop thing. It's a
Yeah.
little. They got hijinkery going on.
They're the
but
underdogs.
Yeah, but you
Yeah,
still
yeah.
got some fun superheroings.
Yeah, yeah.
Hijinkery.
Hijinkery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want a computer animated or not, it doesn't really matter. I want Indiana Jones.
Oh, interesting.
Huh.
I would like them to continue because I mean,
a classic anime,
Yeah.
Indiana Jones.
I don't know.
like
I just like a grizzled or
Yeah.
a grainy computer animated. It doesn't
That'd
really
be fun.
matter.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
Like it'd
Fuck
be like
around with it.
a noir style, kind of like.
I would- I would love that if they played with color
Yeah.
palettes. If
Would
they
they do
messed
like the
with like
scratchy, like it was an old timey,
just-
like
do tons
cereal?
of. Somebody could
That'd be
do
cool.
Maybe like
can
a little.
play- because like of all the
The
things
news
that,
from the boys.
of all the things that Disney has acquired over the last 20 years, they've done literally nothing
Yeah.
with Indiana Jones, and they're limited to be able to do what they can do.
There's
Because
a new movie
I think
coming out.
There is a new movie.
There is a new
coming out.
movie coming
Yeah.
out, and
It's
it's
not
like
animated.
it's the last movie.
Most likely.
And
So,
people are
why not?
already upset about it.
Yeah. Well, it's
'Cause
a thing
It's got a woman.
that exists. Oh, there's a
Wait,
woman
there's
in
a
it.
lady?
There's a
in it?
woman. Oh,
I know.
Fleabag.
Yeah.
Is she in like a
Her name's
pivotal
Cindy
role?
Yeah,
Anna
sidekick.
Jones.
Cindiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
Now, are they forgetting the major part that women played in all the other movies?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
All right.
usually do.
Yeah, they do.
Either way, I would love to see that. That would be-
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
One last email. We
Okay.
don't serve Jedi or Sith here.
Oh.
Hello, Cult Poppers. It's your boy, Charles in Chattanooga, aka Hal2814, aka the Green Lantern Tribble.
Hmm.
Haven't used that in a while. Welcome back, Len.
Well,
Len
he'll
is
be back.
Galactus. So Len is too busy to be here.
Yeah,
He's probably saving the world.
probably. I'm sure he's also listening to this, so he'll hear. it.
No, he's not.
No, he's
No,
definitely
he's definitely not. Anyways, I have a rant about the show Andor. When the show was first announced, I was like, "Pfft, whatever. Then I saw the trailers and I was all in. I really liked this adult Star Wars. We get more backstory on how the rebellion came about. I lost my spot. It was gritty, character-driven, and tense at times. I really liked that we got to see a part of the Star Wars universe without anything to do with the Jedi, Sith, and the Skywalkers. Then I saw a few fan theories on YouTube pop up about how the character Luthen Rael, played by the brilliant Stellan Skarsgård, is a Jedi who survived Order 66. I admit they had some good points and even had me curious when I came to my senses. No, then I came to my senses.
Oh.
No. We don't need Jedi in everything Star Wars. Stop it. Even though the Vader scene at the end of Rogue One was badass. Andor turned out to be a Star Wars story I didn't know I needed, but I'm glad they gave it to us. I don't have a question this time. Just wanted to get that off my chest.
All right.
Till next time, gotta talk, or spoiler alert, or whatever you kids are calling it these days. I love the show anyway. So thank you so much, Charles in Chattanooga. Hal. We've talked a bunch of, I don't know. Every time I hear Andor, I think, Andor what?
Andor, give me season 2 now.
I actually legitimately thought that during this email.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, the show Andor.
That was my pronunciation.
Yeah.
My delivery. The show's great. It also gave me a show I didn't think I wanted.
Yeah.
3 episodes in, I still didn't think I wanted it.
Yeah.
But then I kept my nose to the grindstone.
Sure.
Sneaks up on
Why do you have that grindstone?
Just for my nose, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sharpen it up, a little
Yeah.
point on there.
And now it's great. Now I love Andor.
The nose.
I hope there's is there going to be season 2?
Yeah.
Great.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Charles in Chattanooga, aka Hal 2134, 2413.
2814.
Come on.
It's Hal Jordan.
I didn't know
it's
if
our
he gave
space
himself
sector.
another designation. I know
He's from
2814
here.
is our sector.
All right.
It's true.
Whatevs.
But
Okay.
it always gets me when
Um,
he pronounces it 2814 because I always say 2814 in my head.
Yeah.
I thought 2814. Regardless, I actually think the show is phenomenal, and I love Jedi. I
Yeah.
do not need Jedi in all of my Star Wars content. I think Star Wars is a sandbox, not a genre. So do whatever stories in this incredibly vast universe you want to do, as long as they're good. I really liked Solo. I've rewatched it a good
I
handful of
like
times.
Solo too. A lot of
Andor
people
was
give that
fantastic.
flack.
Rogue One is fantastic.
Rogue One is
As much as Terry's like throwing up notes, no, only Luke.
fantastic.
I want more Star Wars that exists outside of just the rigid idea of Star Wars. I love that stuff too. Keep giving me Jedi, but the universe is big enough,
Yeah.
right?
And it can just be, a sci-fi setting, right? There are many sci-fi books and movies that do not involve Jedi, that are outside of Star Wars, and they're very cool.
Mhm.
I personally like it when the Force is around because that's what you get from Star Wars. But I haven't seen Andor, and I'm not holding it against Andor. Like I still
Hold on a
really
second.
want to watch.
I
it.
just want
So
to
the
want to
Force-
point out that I think Terry just did the heart. Not what's it called? The swipe.
Oh,
the Star Wars swipe.
Yeah, nice.
Good
The
job,
diagonal
Terry.
swipe.
Good job.
Nice.
Sure.
So you saw Rogue One, right?
No, I still haven't seen it.
Oh, it's so good.
I know. I want to see it. I just haven't.
The Force. So the story that's being told in Andor and in Rogue One, it is those that don't have the luxury of just immediately believing in something like the Force.
Yeah.
And then slowly coming around to there are things to fight for, and maybe we'll allow ourselves to hope, and maybe we'll allow ourselves to believe.
That's cool.
So it's not like it's agnostic of the Force or of any kind of mysticism. It's just they live in a gutter and they're under a boot. It's not an immediate reaction or human nature to just immediately kind of like believe in.
And if you don't have that
also
connection to that thing,
I think in the show itself too, I think, or in that period of time, there haven't been Jedi for
a while.
25 years.
Yeah, wow. No.
Something.
Yeah, so
however old Luke is at that point. I just rewatched A New Hope for the first time in some time. My girlfriend has never seen it before. And she was recently in Disney. She went to the Star Wars thing. And then we watched Alien, which I had never seen before.
Whoa.
So good.
I shouldn't say then, because then the next day I was like, I'm in like a 70s sci-fi mood.
Yeah.
Let's check out finally A New Hope, right?
Yeah.
And Alien was cool too. I sort of knew a lot of the stuff that was about to happen. And definitely when the chest burster comes out, it's a little showing its age.
You think?
He kind of pops out and then like meeps off the screen.
You know?
Yeah,
that's me.
The actual like coming out is not a big deal, but then when he like
he's like
I always think of
better in Spaceballs.
Hello, my baby. Hello,
Yeah.
Hello, my ragtime.
It's almost like the effects are kind of better in Spaceballs in regards to like it walking.
But I also found out the guy in the alien suit, his one and only acting role was that, which I thought was interesting. But there was some stuff I was like, all right, well, this is about to happen and this thing. And I know one of them's an android. I didn't know that was going to be a surprise.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll tell you what, still looks great.
Yeah,
it looks
does.
awesome.
It does,
especially all the like hard tech stuff. Yeah. The alien sometimes is a little dicey. But
they shoot around it as much as they can.
Yeah.
Especially in Aliens. Did you see Aliens?
No, we didn't go to that one yet. We probably will. Yeah.
It's a different movie.
Yeah.
Alien
is in my eyes, a perfect horror movie.
Okay.
Aliens is a perfect action movie.
Okay.
Science fiction action.
And I want to see Prometheus because I love that backstory stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Prometheus. Yeah.
That's what I heard. It's okay. But so then we watched Star Wars for the first time, me for a while, her ever. And that still looks really cool too.
Yeah.
It's a lot smaller scale than I remembered at some points. And the Force is like nothing.
Yeah.
They don't move anything. They just kind of do the mind stuff.
Yeah.
And but overall still really good. And I was debating going 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3 if we get that far. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
She doesn't know anything about it, right?
Yeah.
So then I'm like, well, but what if she's not feeling 1 and 2? Then we'll never get there.
Yeah.
So and a lot of gripes people have are unfounded. I found, he never says nobody believes in your old religion anymore. He's just kind of dismisses it, but it's not. He doesn't say he hasn't forgotten that it exists.
Yeah.
I before we jump off this topic, preferred viewing order.
4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say,
what?
no,
4,
hold on.
5, 6,
4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6.
Yeah, I thought about that
because you get the reveal.
Yeah.
Then go watch the backstory.
Yeah.
And
you're hopefully into it.
All of the illusions.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I found when we were watching,
Pretty
I'm
good.
watching Obi-Wan sneak through the Death Star and go and confront Vader. And I'm like, this has such gravity for me, not for her at all.
Yeah.
She doesn't know who he is, but neither did anybody else when they first started watching it.
Yeah.
Now what you could do is 4, 5, 1, 2, 3 Obi-Wan to see that battle, and then this is the next time they see each other, presumably, unless they meet each other 4 more times.
Everything,
they will.
You can do everything so chronologically, but with something like with Rogue One specifically and with Obi-Wan, I think they work better retroactively than
when you already know.
Yeah, because then like putting it in the watch order.
Yeah,
I think it's a little.
I think you're probably right. I felt like, oh, there's so much more richness here for me that she's not seeing this as like
Let her
the
come
last
to
time
it.
they meet.
Let her come to it on her own time.
Now, Christopher Goodnight is in the chat saying, what would you think if I said I haven't seen Evil Dead 2 yet? Now,
That'd be okay.
good.
very
with that.
different thing. Very different thing. I think not seeing Star Wars is very different than Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
I am not surprised when people say, what's Evil Dead?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I
Right.
am.
Right.
That's a deep cut.
Sure, it's pretty.
Is it
deep.
anymore?
It's
Yeah.
It's
Is it
deeper than
still a
Star
deep
Wars.
cut?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it might be getting deeper.
Yeah. We're even further away
Yeah,
from it.
Yeah.
I guess a lot of people come to Army of Darkness first, but still.
But now also she's from Armenia. Although she saw a lot of, she saw Back to the Future. She saw Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, that's all
she
you
could
need.
have seen it.
Honey,
No,
I Shrunk
she-
the Kids. That's all you
Yeah.
need.
Yeah,
Pop
yeah, yeah.
culture done.
Hey, let's move on
Yeah.
to Terry. Terry, our what's his name? What's he do? Producer. Before we get into tonight's comic book reviews, we have a new segment we'd like to premiere titled Terry Rants. This past movie, the second trailer for Illumination's Super Mario Brothers movie, debuted, and boy, oh boy, were the hot takes flying fast and loose. Our top-notch producer has some gripes with the discourse, so without further ado, well, hold on, we're gonna have a little bit of ado.
He's
this
a
is-
doing. He's
yeah.
a doing. Wait, did you guys see the new trailer?
I did.
I did not.
thought it was delightful.
I
fucking
was-
loved it.
I loved
didn't see it.
They squeezed in.
I am here.
Hey,
Hey,
this is what
hey,
Terry
hey.
is.
So, listen,
Look,
comics I think are great.
good.
Movies I think are great.
Nice.
Sounds
Nothing
sounds
was
a
more important to
qualification.
me as a child than Nintendo.
Okay.
Nintendo is number one.
I get
Super
it.
Mario is on that throne.
I get it.
This was the best fucking trailer I've seen in
Sweet.
15 years.
Oh, cool.
I'm not kidding. For the first time, something played the goddamn song as it was written
That's true.
by the man because they involved the fucking guy who created it.
Oh,
That's
For
cool.
once!
That's cool.
Just get the guy who made the thing
Yeah.
involved in the thing, and maybe you'll make the thing.
Yeah.
So I was so happy.
Nice.
So happy. I've watched this trailer 50 to 60 times. It didn't just hit 5-year-old Terry. It hit 10-year-old Terry. It hit 12-year-old Terry, 15-year-old Terry, 20-year-old Terry. It hit fucking Wii Terry, whoever, whatever that was.
Every
like college.
evolution of Mario is in that fucking trailer.
It's
That's cool.
amazing.
What about present Terry?
And it looks right.
it looks pretty.
It's different, but right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They didn't go too far.
Hmm.
Donkey Kong is not suddenly a different color fur. No. It's Donkey Kong, how he was presented,
Yeah.
a couple of changes to make it Illumination-y.
Donkey Kong is in it?
Donkey Kong
That's
is in it.
cool.
that was a good
there's
bit.
there's like
Yeah,
Smash
that's
Brothers
very cool.
illusions. There's
Yes.
Yeah.
there's Mario Kart illusions. There's the ladder games with like that bitchin' ass Tanuki suit. As soon as I
I
saw
love the
Tanuki
Tanuki
Mario,
suit.
I was like,
Is that the frog
"Let's
one?"
Go. No, the frog one is just the frog.
What's the
suit.
Tanuki?
You're leading me
Which
into
one
the
is this?
next part of my rant.
The
Oh, here we
raccoon.
go.
No.
Well, I don't want to go there yet. Let's
Oh.
stay.
The raccoon.
How do you feel about Peach? How they treated Peach?
Great. She sounds right. She looks right.
I love the like the
And-
action pose.
Yeah.
I didn't care about that. What I cared about was she was in the Mario Kart suit.
That's true.
She's in the Mario Kart suit, and you don't know that unless you play the damn game. You don't know most of that unless you play the damn game. It's someone finally took the thing and made it in real world.
right, she
We're
wasn't in
not doing
action
any Sonic the Hedgehog bullshit where let's put them in the real world. Fuck that
Oh, I
shit.
see.
There's a
Yeah,
lore
yeah.
already.
Yeah.
Don't change it. And
Yeah.
you know what? They didn't change it.
That's cool.
It's amazing.
I have an impression.
Even part of the cartoon.
based off the
is in it.
oh, really?
Oh.
You know, it would be very
Wait.
cool if they refer to him as Jumpman at least once.
Yeah.
You know,
I
like,
bet
look at
they
that
will,
Jumpman.
dude.
And had Lou,
That would be
what's
cool.
what was his name? Lou Albano?
Lou Albano.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Captain Lou.
Captain Lou Albano used to be
R.I.P.
Mario.
The impression I got from the trailer is that the character of Mario, which I'm okay with this, seems to be the plot seems to be happening to him than him being an agent of the plot. He sucks at this, he sucks at that, he gets beat up here, and all the other characters are reacting to it, which I actually think is kind of cute, because he is a stranger in a strange land.
Mhm.
Like there was almost there was an inkling of a training montage.
Yep.
There was
Made
him
perfect
having
sense.
him having to face off Donkey Kong. I'm like, makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah,
love the
running,
idea.
like, it looked like it was like a course that he had to run through.
But,
Yeah,
but
which is
there
the video
was
game.
that weird. Someone was criticizing me, like, "Oh, he's not full-fledged Mario." No,
No.
shit. Neither were you when you turned on the game and fell in the first fucking hole.
Makes sense.
This is why I'm so
Yeah.
lit up about it,
I like
because this is a character that has a sound effect, and that sound effect is for when he jumps into a wall.
Oh.
He's a beautiful
Oh,
fat man. He's a beautiful, out of shape plumber who doesn't know where he is. He's supposed to bumble around. He has literal video game animations of him falling, hitting things, and you, the player, learn. Holy crap! Look at all those comments.
Oh,
It's
it has
Christopher.
nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Nope, it's just Christopher Goodnight just vomiting thoughts.
Listen, Christopher, watch the Mario trailer 32 times.
Yeah.
Please.
I'm
It is.
going to be honest. When you were coming on to do this segment, I was 100% certain you hated it,
Yeah.
and we're coming on here to rant about how terrible it was. So this is a delightful surprise for me.
That would be
It's
weird if you watched it so
so
many times.
Perfect. I watched
Yeah.
the first one so many times, and we'll get to it. I want to stay positive, but there is a turn, and there's a big turn, and it's going to probably shape a larger conversation, which is good. The voice is even good.
I wasn't
tired-
bothered by it.
He has a Brooklyn accent. It's
Yeah.
a little different. Where is Mario from?
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I don't have
He
a problem
is
with
a
it.
plumber.
I don't. Yeah.
And instead
Everyone's
of
like,
being high pitched,
Yeah.
it's just lower
Yeah.
and more
I-
New York
look,
and
I-
less Italy.
I never really liked Mario's voice anyway. So
yeah.
I don't
if
really
we had to
give a
listen to
shit.
that for
No.
an hour and a half,
I
2
reject
hours.
that.
Wait,
no,
hold on.
That is not
Yeah,
a possible
but
thing
you've
to
only
say.
ever heard it in 1 to 2 second sound bites that are fun.
Where he announces that it's him,
like
Mario.
hearing,
It's me.
Right.
hearing all of this with an actual dialogue and a little whole movie, I would rip my fucking face off.
Sounds like you've never finished the game where he goes, "Thank you so much for playing my game."
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't. You know what? I completely missed that.
You know
monologue.
who does? You know who does have a monologue? Shockingly,
Shakespearean.
Wario. In
Really?
the
Oh, yeah.
original
I mean-
Mario 2 commercial, it's a Wario giving a speech.
He sounds cool though.
And I think he's going to show up. I think him and Waluigi are going to show up at the end as the next.
I was gonna say like they got to say it for the
Post-credit
sequel, right?
sequence.
There's just they just got it right. Like Yoshi wasn't different. He was there and it was him. They didn't fuck it up. And I could just see producers being like, what if we had him join in the real world and maybe some real kids helped him out? There's fucking lore. There's
I think
years of lore. Why throw it out?
Marvel
amazing.
Marvel
It was
has been really good about that, about embracing what it looks like on the page to a degree. And it's like because the 90s, the early 2000s, the 90s, you would just have like, well, let's put them in leather suits.
Yeah.
Let's just do
Or
all
like,
leather
this
suits.
awesome property would be cool if I did my thing to it.
Yeah, this awesome
Yeah.
property, I'm going to change 78% of it just to make it fit for screen.
Yeah.
Removing all the things that we actually love about it. So
And
yeah,
they're still doing
really
it.
do.
It's just like, thank you. Somebody heard a child that like loves this thing and said, I'm going to give him that thing.
I'm going day one.
I'm going
when's it
day
come
one.
out?
April.
I know that because it has, by the way, this trailer has some of the best music I've ever heard.
Oh, really?
It's like
At the
an
very
epic,
end,
epic,
it's
dun,
an
dun, dun,
epic
dun.
version of like, dun 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 dun
It's really
dun.
cool.
Oh, nice.
It's
I got to
incredible.
go back and rewatch it again.
But okay, so let me list a couple of positive things.
More?
One,
Or they're not
Um,
before.
Luigi's casting is unbelievable.
Luigi?
Charlie Day, baby.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
being scared and
Yeah.
screaming.
Yeah.
Luigi's my favorite.
It looks beautiful.
It really does.
They made it epic.
Mhm.
It feels epic. This feels more important than Black Panther. I swear to God. Look at it from an epic standpoint. I swear to God, it feels it. You know what it is? It feels like a true old school film. You know, it feels like everyone needs to go. This is a big deal. We're not going to hide behind. We're not going to duck out of anything. We're going to treat it. We're going to give like big
With
dramatic
respect.
scores and orchestra.
I think
I
it's
miss
gonna hit
orchestral scores.
It's going to hit a lot of quadrants. The movie's going to make $1 gajillion, and it's going to be great.
I hope it does. And I hope it sets the tone of like, this is what, as Iron Man did for comic book movies and really The Dark Knight. Well, really Batman Begins before that, I would say.
Are we talking connected or are we just talking
No, I don't care about
modern?
that. I'm just saying like, here it is serious look,
Yeah.
and we're about to set the tone
Spider-Man.
for the next 20 years.
Superman.
Yeah. The George Reeves.
But no,
Everyone has
you know what?
everyone has a perspective.
Actually,
just
wait,
in general.
I think it is Spider-Man because
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Spider-Man.
actually, it was
Spider-Man-
Blade. So
Oh,
Well, Blade
See
was
you guys
awesome,
later.
but Spider-Man was as it was
I know.
on the
But
page.
fucking-
you know?
there's not a bunch
Yeah.
of Blade clones.
the
I
point,
guess
the
is what I'm
point
trying
is,
to
Yeah,
say.
that's
the
true.
point is,
Like I'm excited because I think they're finally going to make a video game movie where they're just like, all right, what is the story in the instruction manual? Do that.
Yeah.
And it's very exciting. Now, let's jump to the real
Wait,
dark
I
side.
have a question for you
Please.
about the lore.
Sure.
You're talking about the real world. Now, Mario is from our world and goes into that. Do we
Mm-hmm.
ever, in any game or any property, see him before he gets into?
well,
In a
that
property,
world?
yes.
Okay.
Oh, we do?
in the
Uh,
cards. In
not
the,
that movie.
No.
Oh,
In a
okay.
property, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
What
okay
is
with
that?
the movie.
I'm not against it. I just,
Oh,
The
the
Super
Super Mario.
Mario
Oh, I'm fine
movie?
with that.
yeah.
That's not what I'm talking about.
What is it?
So has he ever been in the real world?
Yeah, like before
Mario
he
has a
gets to
series of
that world.
educational games.
Oh.
So in Mario's Time Machine, he visits real places.
Oh,
You know,
interesting.
Terry was such a giant
And
Mario nerd.
Mario
I thought
is
I was a
missing.
Mario
What about
nerd.
in his life, though? You know, like, do you ever see his life?
He went. He took time.
In,
Yes.
In the Bob
Yeah,
Hoskins
okay.
movie, you see him date. You see him work.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a series of books
Yeah.
that were published, and there's a series of cartoons where
Hmm.
they show Mario and Luigi
Yeah.
getting sucked down a warp pipe
Oh, okay.
from the real world.
They were
What's
working,
the world
they're
called?
working on a
What
sink.
is that
I
world
think.
called that they go to?
Mushroom
They
Land.
go to the
Mushroom Land.
Mushroom
The
Kingdom,
Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's
which is later turned into a bunch of other places. There's like Sarasala Land, and there's
I would think that would
Yoshi's
just be
Island,
one
like-
kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not. There's multiples, and then if you go to Super Mario RPG, my favorite Super Nintendo game and my favorite game of all time, then it goes into this whole other area too, which is fun. I mean, the lore is just thick and juicy. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Here's my problem.
Hmm.
I watched the trailer. I shed a tear. I watch it again and again and again and again. And then I go do my favorite thing when there's something amazing. I watch reactions to the trailer.
Oh, yeah, you do that. Yeah.
First two reactions are like me. There's it's called Black Nerd. He teams up with like Angry Video Game Nerd and a bunch of other people all the time. His reaction was perfect. Thing happens, he freaks out. Thing happens, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And then you watch some other folks, and this is where I start to get angry.
Yeah.
Because they're bullshitting.
Welcome to the
They're
internet.
not, they don't know the material, they don't care, and they're lying on the things they do because they're getting excited about the wrong things. And when I say wrong, I knew this. I'm watching something. First of all, Mario shows up.
Yeah.
He walks out in front of a Coliseum.
Mhm.
Nothing yet. Then two big fists. Boom, boom.
Mhm.
You are supposed to hear, oh my God, it's Donkey Kong, or nothing, or you're not a fan.
Yeah.
So I'm furious when I'm just watching sounds. It's like, it's Donkey Kong. And then Mario, under his breath, goes, let's go.
Yeah.
And gets ready to get in a fight with Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong punches him
Houses
out.
him.
Friggin'
Yeah.
awesome. And then it cuts to Toad going like this.
Mhm.
At this point, when you're doing a reaction, you are supposed to freak out. Why? Because fucking Cranky Kong was sitting next to them. Cranky Kong, we've never seen him in a long time, and he's dressed like a goddamn king. How do you not know who that is? It's fucking Cranky Kong.
I think that's Seth Rogen.
No,
Who's
Seth
Seth
Rogen
Rogen?
is Donkey Kong.
Seth Rogen's Donkey Kong?
Fred Armisen is Cranky.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you.
cool.
Wow.
Not slighting you.
Oh, no, I knew Seth Rogen, but he didn't say
but
anything.
This is where I'm at, is I'm watching fake reaction people
Yeah.
not react to
Yeah.
these things.
I mean,
And I'm like, stop. What? You should be excited every second. Let me keep going, because this is the ring. So the next frame is after he gets like punched out, we see Bowser, and he says he's got Luigi.
Mhm.
And everyone, this is how you're supposed to react. Oh my God, we're going to hear Luigi talk for the first time. If you don't say that, you're not a fan, because you should be waiting to hear Charlie Day say the Luigi line. And he does, and it's perfect. And then you melt and you cry. And there's a joke because he says, Bowser, played perfectly by Jack Black. It's going to be Jack Black's
that's
greatest
good.
performance ever.
He's a good
Hands down.
Bowser.
Grabs him by the mustache, and he says, there's a guy who's screwing he says, I'm going to take over the world.
Yeah.
but there's this guy who's screwing it up. He's got a mustache like you. And Luigi says one of the best lines ever. He says, do you think I know every other person with a mustache who wears clothes that are identical to mine with a letter on the top of his hat? Because I don't. And then Bowser is a villain. This is why I love it, because they made Bowser a villain. It's not corny. He rips his fucking mustache. Like, that shit hurts. No,
No, it's
it.
painful.
Yeah, pull it.
Think. Hard cut 2. We go into Mushroom Kingdom. We see Peach again for the first time standing up, and she speaks, and it's perfect. It's Anya Taylor-Joy, and it's perfect. And she's British as fuck. She does an American ass Mushroom Kingdom statement, and it's
the
wonderful.
American Mushroom Kingdom. Yeah.
Now remember,
Kenneth Square, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they got it. They got the princess. They got the princess. She's wonderful. She looks right. She sounds right. Everything is good. And then Toad talks, and you say nothing because we heard Toad talk in the last trailer. If you missed it, fuck you. You missed out. Hopefully, you're getting the idea of where I'm going.
We're
with
going
this.
beat for beat.
Dude, this is what it means to be passionate about a thing. Reaction, people. You're fake, and I hate you.
Well, they're all fake.
They're not all fake. That Black Nerd had passion. You could see it. He hit the right thing.
I know, but they do it for all of them, not just the ones they care about.
No, I hate them.
So,
I hate them all. I do not want reaction videos.
Unless you give a shit.
Correct.
Thank
That's all I want. I want passion rewarded. Let's keep going through the trailer, shall we?
Oh my God.
Okay. So
We're
we
gonna cut
see
some
Peach.
shit from the show.
We're excited.
Yeah.
And then Peach takes better than Sonic. Oh.
Sonic was fine.
No, it wasn't, because it wasn't in Mobius, where Sonic is from. It was in our world with James goddamn Marsden.
There's nothing wrong with James Marsden. He's a national
There's nothing
treasure.
wrong with James Marsden. All right. So after that, we go into a montage scene of a lot of different scenes going on. And Peach is basically saying to Mario, there's a lot of galaxies. Super Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
What's up? Somebody should recognize that right away.
Mhm.
Go into a montage. In that montage, wham, you see a herd of Yoshis going by. And if you don't flip out right there, I know you're a liar, because you just think, oh, those are just weird creatures going by.
Oh,
It's like, no, those are Yoshis, and they're accurately colored Yoshis.
Well, there was multicolored Yoshis.
That's the point.
Yeah.
But it's the right shades of blue. They were in Yoshi's story. They were in Yoshi's Island. They didn't go outside. Thank God.
Yeah, Nintendo.
They're
is-
running, man. They're running.
Do we have popcorn?
Nintendo is so protective of all their properties.
Yeah.
You know that there was
This-
consultants every single frame of
meetings,
Miyamoto.
meetings and meetings.
Mario's
like-
dad was in the room. I think that's what's so
yeah.
beautiful about
That's
this.
cool. Yeah.
Keeps going. There's a line about basically it's like Mario needs to get ready. And what you see is Mario style platforming show up. Oh, you wait.
My wife says this is the most animated I've ever seen.
This is the
Terry.
most important thing in my life.
Yeah.
Like,
Do we have a single shot of him?
no, because I got to be
he's the
back
producer.
there.
I'll go push the button if you want.
Okay, so
You're gonna figure it out.
we're going through the thing. They're talking about.
I wonder if
I
it'll
don't
still
know
be
if it'll work. If
broadcasting.
you go to the thing all the way to the right and hit the
He's gonna turn this off in a second. I just want to say, everybody, thank you for
All right.
jumping
It
in.
was nice.
JD, hit the
the
4, and then hit the cut button.
4 cut.
You're looking at a computer. Look down. Look at the black thing. Push 4. Is the 4 green?
Make it green.
No. Then make 1 green, like Luigi, and then hit the cut button, and it should be on the bottom right. Bingo! You did it, JD. All right, let's keep going. So, we've seen the montage and everything, right? We've seen the montage, and now there's a shot that's basically like, I think it cuts back to Luigi actually, but there's a part where it's like, we need a hero, and we need a training sequence. So all of a sudden you see all the platforming elements that you're used to, and it's from every game. Okay. There's a donut block from Donut World, which is in
Who's that?
Super Mario World. It's the second island you go to, and it falls. It's also in Mario 3 technically, but it's definitely modeled after the Mario World one. Then right before that, you see the flag, the classic flag, and
From
it
when you win the
makes
level?
sense.
Cool.
It makes sense because it's got the M on it. The M to signify this
All
is
right.
the end of your training course.
JD
Cutman.
figured out buttons and he's just going crazy.
It's crazy with the buttons.
Get the buttons.
Come on back. I got more to tell you about Mario.
Wait.
Do you remember
Stop and bring me a
Dr. Mario?
snack.
I absolutely remember
Yes.
Dr. Mario.
Just
you
find
remember
me a
Dr.
snack.
Luigi.
No, there was
Oh,
another
there's-
game. I'm not a big video game
This
guy.
is my prop.
Yeah.
And this is fine. Okay,
Yeah.
so
What do we got?
I'm still going. You
Right now,
guys-
we're hunkering in. That's why I want to get a
now
snack.
actually this is a really important part.
Oh, I'm listening.
This right here,
What was all the other stuff you were talking
this is important because you guys just did it.
about?
You just did it.
Oh.
So there is a
I'm
scene
gonna go with
where
this.
Mario
What do you got?
in a Tanuki suit
Yeah.
flies by.
That was cool.
You said raccoon.
Raccoon.
No, different suit. Get out.
Wait, the
The
Tanuki
no,
suit is
it's
not
a
raccoon.
different
Tanuki's
suit.
With the
The
head,
full
with
body.
No,
Raccoon
Tanuki is
just
just.
tail and ears.
Oh, you're right.
And now I'm furious because you don't care about the thing I care about as much as I do. Do you get it?
Nope.
Okay, so Tanuki, at that point, you should
Right.
have shit in your pants. If you did not shit your pants when you saw Tanuki,
it's in there.
you're not a fan because you
Did
don't
shit in
know
every
that it's
every
Tanuki.
67 times?
I shit in everyone's pants. I went around shitting people's pants.
I looked down and there was
And the point
Yes.
is,
Miracle
the
poops.
point is, Tanuki is a deeper cut than raccoon.
Hmm.
People think raccoon because they remember playing Mario 3.
Yeah.
But Tanuki suit is something you got later in Mario 3 that you earned and is really, really cool to see. And he flies by in it. So right there,
my
any
favorite.
reactor didn't freak out. I'm like, fuck you. I hate you. Very next shot, everyone reacted to, and this is what pissed me off. The very next shot is Peach touching a fire flower and becoming Fire Peach.
that was
shit.
cool. That
Because
was
you
cool.
all played the most recent game, and I'm furious about it because that didn't happen until Wii U. Did I love it? Absolutely.
Sure.
Why? The colors were right. She hit the thing, white and red.
Nice.
That's what it's supposed to be. That's what
Nice.
it's always been. And Peach is treated so well. Peach is treated so well. She is the character. The
Nice.
character is
Nice.
brave. And the character does also get kidnapped all the fucking time. But they nailed her character. She is someone you're rooting for, and you believe that she could light up with fire and throw some goddamn fireballs and fuck some shit up.
Nice.
Next scene, you see a bunch of bad guys, and people are like, "Oh, Koopas!" It wasn't just a goddamn Koopa. There was a Sniffit there. There were Shy Guys there. There was a Piranha Plant there. There were Goombas there. Ugh.
I'm surprised they wouldn't say Goombas. That's the most
Right?
recognizable one.
So then
Yeah.
we go into a whirlwind, and at this point, everyone's like, "Oh, what is this? Is this whirlwind or whatever?" And then Luigi is saying, "Mario!" Like the way. There's a game, Luigi's Mansion, where he goes, "Mario!" like all the time. Charlie Day gets pretty close, but he's screaming for his brother. He's scared. And then their fucking gloves hit together, and it's like, that's right, Mario Brothers, not the Mario movie.
Yes.
Next shot is Peach saying to Mario, she's been saying all the things and why this is going to be so hard. And she says, so, do your best. Something like that. That's not the exact word. Next shot, vroom, it's the fucking Mario Kart flying through the
That
air.
got me.
That was cool.
Wait,
And
but that's not what got me. In this
Everyone needed to flip out right there. Hang on.
scene.
I know what you're doing.
No,
Go ahead. Interrupt.
no, go. Get to it and then we'll
Mario
cheer together.
Is screaming and flying off this thing like he's not in control of the cart, but it's the cart. It's got the M, it's red, it's got the cart. Flies off the thing, and right after, in the shot, you see Peach coming over in the motorcycle from the Wii game, and you see fucking Donkey Kong coming over in his cart, and you're like, is this happening? You see 4 carts. Next shot, reverse shot, Rainbow Road. And that's where all the fake fanboys were like, oh, Rainbow Road. It's like, you should have been flipping out this whole time, and there should be shit in your pants because you saw Tanuki.
Shit in your friend's pants, shit in your wife's
Yes.
pants, shit in your kids'
Shit
pants.
in everyone's goddamn
Shit-
pants.
If they're not shitting their pants, you're shitting their pants for them.
That's right.
Because you're so excited.
Because you're so excited because you're a fan.
Shit.
What are we talking about again?
And then,
Shit in-
Fecal matter.
shit in
Oh, yeah.
pants.
so Mario hits,
Uh-huh.
and then another card hit, 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 another card hit. And it looks like fucking Double Dash style stuff from GameCube, and the way they're all landing. And you're like, they're literally doing a Mario Kart Grand Prix, probably to go get Bowser at the end. I'm
Something
guessing.
like that.
Great idea.
So this is all just a reference to the Candy Crush? Was it Candy Crush game from
What?
For the
Wreck-It
phones?
Ralph? Right, it's from the Wreck-It Ralph movie.
I
She's
hate
like,
you.
right, it's like a racing game from Wreck-It
You're
Ralph. That's
destroying
what they're
me.
referencing.
So
right?
big
Destroying
fan.
me.
No, but the part of it, like
There's one more shot.
it's the stinger of the whole
But it's like,
fucking trailer.
Oh, and by the way, the trailer is 2 minutes. It feels like 30 seconds. It is so tight.
It's a lot of movie.
The
Um,
description, however, does not.
the backside, we should be going for 9 hours on this because it matters. Then they go do the last shot, which is a front-facing shot.
Yeah.
Mario in control of his cart because he's grown like you, the player, by the end of the movie. You fucking jackals. Exactly. He does a quick little turn and he goes, wahoo!
The wahoo got me. I was like, all right.
But it's the sound. So that's the jump you make when you're about to try and drift and gain some speed.
Yes,
So
the
he does.
e-brake.
He does the e-brake jump. It gives you the little ka-doom,
Yeah.
and then wahoo!
Wahoo!
And
I was
then,
like, yes!
and then the
it
trailer
swells.
comes up, or the title comes up with the best, most epic music you've ever heard. And you've heard it a million times, but it's so much better. And it's so good.
That's my
And then here's what you do. Reaction, folks.
cry.
One,
Shit your pants.
tears in your eyes, but also say, wait a minute. Was that Funky Kong? And you go back a frame, and fucking Funky Kong is sitting right there
Well, you can't just
next
have
to
him in one
Donkey
scene.
Kong. He's got glasses
Donkey
on.
Kong's cousin.
This is
Do you have
this
the
is my
theme on your
issue.
phone? You know what I mean? Like on your iPod or whatever.
What do you mean?
Do you have the Mario theme?
I
just wonder.
He always hears it. in
there's
his
Mario.
head,
There's Mario sitting on my desk, and I can go get him.
I'm
not I'll put him
questioning
in here
your
for the
level
rest of the
fanhood.
show.
I'm just curious.
So Mario,
So I don't think
anyone
Mario's my
can.
favorite is my favorite
Easily.
video game property. Period.
Hmm.
I will always buy Nintendo consoles just for the Mario games.
Yep.
That's it.
If we're set, yeah, but it's cool.
That's valid.
Yeah, but if they're
And-
if this is setting the tone
Yeah.
I'm day
for
one,
like a
man.
Zelda or a
IMAX.
Metroid or these other games that have beautiful
I want
lores.
a Pixar Metro. I want a PG-13
That'd be
Pixar
pretty cool.
Metroid.
That would be.
So,
now let me open it up real quick to you guys.
well, hold
And,
on.
well, you know what? Yeah,
Sly
there we
is
go.
in the comments saying, seriously though, this is so much fun. I've been watching the trailers simultaneously, so I don't think Sly has watched the trailers until
Oh,
now.
You got
I want to know
how
what you
much
think
shit?
of the trailers.
Yeah,
Have
has you
pants
gotten
been
to the
shit?
pants shit part?
Yep.
My favorite. I'm going to go back to the live action Super Mario Brothers movie with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo. My
Yeah,
favorite scene in that whole movie is explaining their names to
Yeah.
the cops,
It's wonderful.
and he's like, "We're Mario Brothers." Yeah, okay.
Oh, right.
It's Mario, and Luigi, Mario.
Your name is Mario.
Three-
Mario.
3 Marios, 2 brothers. Mario, Luigi, Mario. I was like, that's fun.
That's cool.
I
That's
love
funny.
this. That's video game logic.
I also love that. I missed a shot. Sorry.
Oh, let's
Yeah,
go.
let's
wait,
wind it back
wait.
to the beginning.
How did it
Starting
happen?
over.
Hang on, it ties into that because there's a shot in our world
Oh.
of Mario and Luigi walking together, and they're like,
Yeah, they pump fists.
and they pump fists. They have wrenches. They have
You
have
watched one with
wrenches,
me.
and they
Yeah, the
have
first one.
plungers.
Yeah.
And it's like that broke me. Is that I never expected Mario Brothers to look that good
I'm
and
very
to
excited.
have that. Like he has a work bag, and those little touches just made
He was in
everything.
a normal the bathroom fixing a sink. I'm a day one. I was thinking of IMAX, just going, but I think I'll end up being alone.
I'll go with
My
you.
wife doesn't give a shit. I was
Excuse me. I'm your second wife.
That's true.
He wants to see it. A lot.
What do you mean? She doesn't give a shit. This is the starting of the next MCU.
She's
The
she's-
MCU.
Hang on. She's very much I can wait. Like I want to see that, but I can wait.
Yeah.
So like Violent Night,
How?
the Santa movie.
Yeah.
She's like, I would love to see it,
Are
but
you
I
comparing
can
Mario and
have you seen
Violent
Violent
Night?
Night? Because you don't know.
don't?
It could be the next MCU.
It could be the next
No, can't.
Because
there's not-
the Santa
cinematic universe.
Well, here's the big
The
thing.
special crimes unit.
Lots
Santa
of
Crimes Unit.
Yeah. He does a
I
lot.
would watch the shit
He
out of
has
that.
he has a lot of free time the rest of the year. Now, Terry,
So
can
what I want
tell
to
you-
bring up,
Oh,
I
yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to
Oh,
bring
yeah?
up
All right.
Okay.
part of the reason I wanted to bring this up is I am obviously coming across like toxic fanboy.
Yeah.
In that I'm angry
Mm.
that the reactioners,
But you're angry.
but
that
I'm
it's so
angry
good.
at them faking their passion. I'm not
Hmm.
angry about new people coming to it.
Right.
But if
Right,
I
right.
want to
Yeah.
have a PhD level discussion on the lore of Mario, don't come at me unless you have the goddamn answers and knowledge.
Well, 90%
Or
of those
it's-
videos,
I can't
90% of
do it.
those videos, those people like they game an algorithm, and the algorithm is friendlier to derision or
Hmm.
shit.
Yeah.
So they're not going to be as, by and large, they're usually not going to be as earnestly excited about something because that doesn't really earn clicks. Drama
Which is a
earns
shame.
clicks.
Well, do you
Shit
think,
earns
do you think
clicks.
it's do you? But
Gossip
that's
earns clicks.
actually
Drama
that's not
earns-
what I'm coming at. I'm not coming
but
at the
they'll-
folks being negative. I'm
Right.
coming at the folks being false positive.
False positive.
Oh, false positive.
Who are like excited.
Like, oh, the
When
toads
they
are cute. Well, they don't
shouldn't.
even say it. They're saying, oh, that's cute. It's like,
Hmm.
Hey,
Well,
wait
what
a
if
minute.
they're
Why
not-
can't
what if
they
they're
just
not
enjoy
fans?
something?
Well, it
Yeah,
seems
they-
like you're
maybe
more
they're not
upset.
fans.
I don't want
who
them to be
are
around.
Excited.
no,
you don't
no,
have
that's
to
not
watch-
fair. That's not fair. I don't want them to be making reaction videos as if,
What if-
they are
what if-
coming at it like,
what if
we
the
have
beginning
played
of the
all
video-
the games,
No.
then you would know all these names.
Well, did they do that at the beginning of the video? But what if at the beginning of the video is like, look, I've never been a big Mario fan, but the cast
That's
looks
possible.
cool and
Different
let's
story.
go.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Much
what if that?
different story.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, yeah.
But
Oh,
if you are coming at
These
it like
fakey
you're the
fucks.
biggest Mario fan,
Look, hey,
Sly.
Violent Night. I was thinking of maybe going like Friday afternoon. Sly, you want to go to the movies? Just have
Just
your husband babysit.
yeah, you and my two wives go to see the movie without me.
Now, Terry, can I tell you something that may interest you, as it seems like you're a Mario fan? So,
I don't want to put words in your mouth.
right, but that's the impression
vibe
that I've
I'm
received.
getting.
Yeah,
Yes.
I feel
So-
like maybe.
I once,
I think it's the greatest IP there is.
cool. Yeah, I mean, and I always,
No, no,
I'm not
please,
a video
please,
game
please.
guy. I once created a level with the Game Shark for Super Mario 3.
Beautiful.
You remember
Ah.
how you could like program
Stop.
stuff in?
Stop.
Oh.
Stop.
What's happening?
On which? What are you saying? Game Shark was on N64.
Was it-
Mario
oh,
3
Game
was
Genie.
on regular Nintendo.
I'm sorry. No. Mario 3.
Sir,
It was
Mario
the
3 is
Game
regular
Genie
Nintendo.
was on the original Nintendo.
Thank you.
Yes. My apologies.
You-
I
you-
could not
you've
remember.
won me back.
Yeah, thank you.
Jesus Christ.
And you could, they would give you a book and you entered in
How do I
codes.
turn the channel?
But then if you change the codes a little bit, like I made a Mario that was always stoned, not on purpose, but always stoned. But then when you hit the water, the game froze. And then I created a level which was, again, not on purpose, with a mishmash of other levels.
I just have one question.
Go
How do you
ahead.
feel about Mario
you said
Paint?
always stone. Big
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah.
Always stone.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the Tanuki transformation?
Yes, when
Oh,
you
the
would do that.
Tanukis are
Yeah.
on the
But
statue.
he was always in that
Ah.
transformation. And then when you hit the water, the game would
What's
freeze.
the raccoon one called? Is
And
that
then-
called
God damn it.
But he is stoned, right? Like that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, it's based. I guess a Tanuki
Is that a thing?
is it,
pre-existing?
it's a thing in
Yeah.
Japanese lore that
Okay,
it's based on
okay.
of like a little woodland creature that can turn into a rock
All
to
right.
like
An
evade
idol, yeah.
predators.
Yeah,
and things.
yeah.
It's like a magic thing.
And then the level itself was like a combo, if I remember correctly, of one of the ice worlds, and it had the ball and chains that would come out at you. And there was like elements from different
Chain
levels.
jumps.
Yeah,
Now-
I suppose.
Terry, how old are you?
35.
All right.
I'm like 10 years older than you. Did you play Mario Brothers?
Yes.
Look,
Came out in 1985. I played
Just
it
the-
probably 1989.
okay, cool.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and
I
then
wasn't
when
sure if
beat
you
the
just
level,
like
the
jumped
game
to
would
Super
freeze.
Mario.
No. I definitely started from the beginning with Nintendo.
Games didn't come out as fast as they did as fast as they do now. Like there was a good like 6 or 7 year jump between like 1 and 2.
Was
What
it
do
really?
you guys think about loving something with so much passion
Mhm.
and just wanting to have in-depth, deep discussions about the thing and respecting the lore, and pretty much I am most excited about this because it didn't abandon everything in search of let's be something we're not. Let's try and change these characters. It fits right into what we're talking about. It's a big problem I actually have with nerddom going mainstream, unfortunately, because it's not I can't have the conversations. I cannot talk to anyone about Marvel but you guys.
Yeah.
Hold on.
But everyone loves Marvel.
You could before anyway.
Well,
you know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
a very good point.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan, whatever, of not all formats have to mirror each other.
Right.
So
I agree.
I don't know if, and I could be proven wrong. Maybe this movie is going to be great, but a movie is not a video game. A comic is not a movie. A movie is not a TV show. The format has its own strengths and weaknesses, and the IP that they're adapting should form itself to those strengths versus the weaknesses. Like, I don't want to jam a square into a circle hole. So, like, if it was just, I'm sure the movie is not that, but if it was a direct adaptation word for word of walking through the levels, I don't think it would work as a movie.
I'd be so happy.
You have to kind of like bend the lore around the format in which you're telling a story.
You would if it wasn't for the fact that the lore is not the game. The lore is the stories behind the game,
So
which involve characters, which involve development, which if you bring in things like the movie, I'm happy to do.
I guarantee you,
especially that cartoon series.
I guarantee you they're probably going to speed round some plot threads. They're going to mash some stuff. They might combine characters. But if they do it in the correct way or with the sense of understanding why they made these choices as loving stewards of the property, then it shouldn't bother you.
It would,
because you always have the game. No one's destroying your games.
If Bowser came across like a joke and not the villain, which is done a lot in our genre shit, I'd be furious.
But
9:38.
I know.
Oh,
but
we got to wrap up Mario.
We're probably gonna skip 90% of the comics at this point. No, I'm don't.
Passionate.
I think that I love what I love, but I do my best to not be a gatekeeper about it.
Yeah.
I'm not gatekeeping.
No,
what
I know you're
am
not, but I
saying
think
is
that somebody
read all of this. Then come talk to me.
Somebody could get. Well, that's just it. Like, invite
but they could
them
get my love of it.
Invite them to, but also just like if they don't love it as much as you do, you just got to be chill with it.
Yeah.
No, I can wage holy war on anyone who doesn't know Waluigi.
I love Waluigi.
He's got to show up in a post credits, I'm sure. Anyway, I am in support of this movie being made, and I hate any movie that abandons the lore on which it is based, unless you are doing something like, for example, there was a movie called The Banana Splits, which is based on an old property.
Oh, yeah.
That they made it into a straight horror. The Winnie the Pooh is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But that's the
I
whole point
feel
of
like
those
they
movies.
kind of fucked up with
Subversion.
Sonic, where like there's a comic book that's been going for 40 years on that one, and they brought him into the real world for let's make the kids like it.
It's the second one especially. You know what?
Sorry,
though?
I'm beating up.
You know what though? I
That's
didn't.
his.
I
The
didn't.
Devourer of Worlds.
I didn't hate the Sonic movies only because I really liked Jim Carrey in the Sonic movies.
But the second I heard a reaction person say, "I hope this is as good as the Sonic movies," I was like,
That's a little much.
"You gotta go. You gotta go.
Yeah.
You gotta go."
Speaking of gotta go, we do a hard stop in 20 minutes, and we haven't gotten to the meat of the show yet.
Enjoy your comics.
I
If
feel
you
like-
don't like Nintendo, get out.
There's the meat of the show right there.
All
We're
right.
gonna nightcap.
Thank
with
you,
the
Terry.
comics.
I appreciate it.
Terry.
This man.
I guess I'm the
Yay,
real devourer
Terry
of worlds.
Leahy of Terry Leahy Reacts.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, don't send me your whatever shit. Just only things I love.
All right. So what the show used to be was we would review comics every single week. But when we changed it up, we thought let's not abandon the comics. That's what brings us here. That's what made us friends to begin with.
Yeah.
So we do a monthly comic book roundup. Here we go. We each read some books, and we're going to talk about them. Fantastic Four #1. Who read that?
I read it.
All right.
Oh my God, you guys both read it.
Yeah.
So it's from Marvel Comics. It's written by Ryan North with art by Iban Coelho. Whatever happened to the Fantastic Four? It's the start of a new era for the Fantastic Four, and they're already in a lot of trouble. Something has gone terribly wrong in New York, and the Thing and Alicia are traveling across America to escape it. But when they stop in a small town for the night and wake up the morning before they arrived, what? They find themselves caught in a
typo
time loop that's going on. That's been going on since before they were born. That's been going on since before they were born.
Wait a second.
That's been going on since
before they were born.
It's like the story.
This book was adorable. It's just it was a kind of a one and done with just a little bit of a cliffhanger at the end.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Fantastic Four.
#1. I think so.
I enjoyed it. However, if I was going to gripe it, so I really like Iban Coelho. He was the fill-in artist for Ryan Stegman on Venom.
Oh yeah.
I am not entirely sure his style really gels with the wholesome earnest nature of Fantastic Four. The coloring was really great and it kind of makes it work.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's the baggage I'm bringing with this artist. I don't think Fantastic Four.
What about the story?
It's cute.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was a nice one and done. It was very cute.
It was cool.
Small.
The one and done, the small nature of it is probably my only gripe with it. Like, it was fun, and I always loved the Fantastic Four. It was Ben and Alicia in a side adventure, or who knows what it'll turn out to be, but it seemed like
there it is.
in a tale of just the two of them.
Tale as old as
And then it was like 1942. But
just the two of us.
You were thinking of just the two of us when I said a tale.
Anyway,
so
we
that
gotta
was
be
my only
thundering
gripe
about
with
these.
it was, I thought this was going to be Fantastic Four #1.
Yeah.
And it was just Ben and Alicia.
It did
Weird,
read,
right?
It
Yeah.
did read a bit like a zero issue.
Yeah.
Like a
one
So
shot.
so I thought I have not finished Dan Slott's run. So I didn't know if this was a continuation with half the team.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So when you're going through it and the mystery is revealing itself and blah blah blah. Then they resolve it in the issue, and I'm like, is this a series of oneers?
Yeah.
But then they give you a little cliffhanger. So it was cute.
And Reed has done something which
Again.
seems like something that's come up many times recently.
Oh yeah.
But who knows what the answer is? Maybe he's all on the up and up and it's all good and it just looks like something terrible has happened, you know?
Would you recommend it?
Yeah, especially if you're an FF fan.
Yeah.
I'd recommend it. Just an FF fan. And especially if you're cool with the first issue being just one of the FF.
Yeah.
Ryan North is a great writer. How he kind of handled something that could be complicated or convoluted was really well done.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
There he is. Terry's flipping through. Oh, that art looks nice.
It is. Iban Coelho is fantastic.
Yeah.
I just don't associate him with FF. It's
Yet.
my own baggage.
Not
yet. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let
That's
him
just
change
my
your mind.
baggage. Yeah.
Right.
He's awesome. Like I said, I hate Venom, and I read that entire run like it was candy.
Yeah.
On
It was really
Halloween night.
Yeah.
I
Like
loved
a
his
Bazooka
work.
Joe.
I loved his work.
Yeah.
So I'm not digging. I'm not digging at it. I'm digging it. I'm
You're
not
digging at it.
I'm not digging on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No, you're digging on
You're
it.
digging
I'm
on
digging
it.
on it.
But you're
Yeah.
not digging at it.
Yeah.
I'm not. I love you.
The new Golden Age #1 also came out this month. Who here read the new Golden Age
read it.
#1? Oh my God, me too.
Yeah, all right.
Read
it. It's a one shot. DC Comics. Jeff Johns is the writer. I'm so glad he's back. And Steve Lieber and Jerry Ordway are the artists. From the Justice Society of America to the Legion of Superheroes, the new Golden Age will unlock DC's epic and secret-ridden history of heroism, launching a new group of titles set firmly in the DC universe. From the 40s to the 3040s, heroes take on the great evils of their time. But in the aftermath of Flashpoint Beyond, those heroes and villains will have their lives turned upside down. DC's future and its past will never be the same again. What did you think of it, Brian?
I enjoyed it. I like DC's event books.
Yeah. Same.
A lot, usually. It didn't move me as much as I had hoped that it would.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. It might be my thing, one thing that I find interesting, they in the 3040s, you see the Justice Society of around the Legion of Superheroes time.
I was excited about that.
I was too. I thought that was cool. And then I was like, oh, well, the part that I was most interested in is gone.
Dead. Yeah.
But maybe not for long.
I was going to say, I don't know if that's the...
But I think it's interesting, too, that there is no Justice Society of the Legion of Superheroes time. Superman's gone. There's no Green Lantern Corps. And it's an interesting look at a different way that we looked at the DC universe and the future in general, and the power of these characters in the 60s or whatever, right? It was like Superman will age and die. There wouldn't necessarily be a Green Lantern Corps that far in the future. They didn't even think about it. And we think of it so differently now. And I find that interesting because now we're like, why isn't there a Justice, or why aren't there any other superheroes, you know? So yeah, Justice Society story, I'm in. I'm into it.
Yeah, I thought it was a really fun device. So I did read Flashpoint Beyond. I don't know if you guys finished that.
No, I didn't
finish it.
I don't care. At the end of it, they do. It has to do with like temporal stuff and characters that are displaced in time are being held by the Time Masters.
Oh, sure.
So like the Flashpoint Batman, like those types of characters that are from like splits or something, and not unlike the TVA pruning. Either way, whatever happened at the end of that, 13 characters were released / escaped and then reabsorbed into their natural timelines. So at the back of this book, you have the original Red Lantern, or the Golden Age Red Lantern, the Golden Age Aquaman, characters that previously previously did not exist. So this story of someone is murdering Justice Society members in the past, in the future, in the present, back and forth.
I think it's per Degaton. Or
either way.
I don't know.
But then your main character is like Helena Wayne.
That's true.
From our immediate future.
Right.
So like
probably
I'm getting the impression that this is gonna be a larger, I mean, it's not on the page, it's not even an impression. This is gonna be pretty much the opening salvo, the countdown to Infinite Crisis kind of one shot for whatever Johns is doing next. And it's all timey-wimey, and I dig it.
Cool.
People have been giving them a hard time. Oh, there they are. Yeah, they look great, man. I really like that future Justice
I really
Society.
thought that was Tim Drake at first. And it's no reason to think that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this. I really like Jeff Johns. I have ever since his Green Lantern run. So I was.
Hang on. Not ever since his Flash run?
No.
Really? The Wally West Flash run?
The Wally West Flash run was good.
Okay.
I hate Scott Collins.
All right.
And I liked how he
I'm his husband.
It's true.
I know these things.
And he I like the way he gosh, what's the word?
Draws.
Revamped the
Rogues.
The Rogues.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. So yeah, I remember really liking it at the time.
Okay.
I haven't revisited it.
Okay.
But I loved Doomsday Clock, and I'm really excited about this JSA. I haven't finished Flashpoint Beyond.
Okay.
It's good.
So I'm gonna finish. It's good. I'm gonna finish. Sorry, I just watched that movie.
Good.
It's good.
Pulp Fiction?
Yeah, the Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a lot of fun. I'm excited for Jeff Johns. I wish he was doing more of the DC universe, big stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure who's in charge anymore.
It was Joshua Williamson, and
I do not like Joshua
Williamson. Mark Wade.
Yeah.
Mark Wade.
Oh, Mark Wade.
He
good.
spins a fine tale himself.
I do like Mark Wade.
Yeah.
It seems like the new DC is 15 years ago DC.
Yeah, for sure. So highly recommend New Golden Age, especially if you like Jeff Johns and you like the Justice Society of America.
Yeah.
They're finally making their way back. This is the next, I would say, jump on the next story from Jeff Johns.
Skip to Behold Behemoth.
Let's skip to Behold Behemoth. Boop, bop, beep.
There it is.
Hey, Behold Behemoth #1. I didn't read it, Brian.
I read it.
All right. It's from Boom Studios. It's by Tate Bromble with art by Nick Roble. Grayson's world is crumbling following his brother's sudden and mysterious death. His sleepless nights are haunted by vivid nightmares of a terrifying monster, pushing him to the brink of losing both his sanity and his job as a social worker. But he's truly shaken to the core when his newest case, a young orphan girl named Ren, is found at the scene of a brutal murder. just hours after first meeting Grayson. The line between nightmare and waking life blurs as Grayson soon discovers that the monster from his dreams might just be real, a mythical ancient beast that is bringing about the end of the world with shocking connections to both him and Ren.
Oh,
This is like the next Killing the Children.
Oh, no shit, really?
This book is dope as shit. I thought
For
it was
anyone who
great.
doesn't know, Something is Killing the Children by James Tynion is dope.
Well, and also the writer is the co-writer of House of Slaughter.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
So it has that tone. The art, I think, is better. Yeah, Tate Bromble is the co-writer of House of Slaughter, which is the spin-off of
Something is Killing the Children.
The art is
Oh,
fantastic. The story structure is cool as hell. Yeah, he just keeps putting Mario stuff up there.
Nice.
The story structure is cool as hell. Where even though they kind of tease it constantly at the beginning of the book, I did not expect that last page of like, oh, by the way, this is the real world.
What happened on the last
fall,
page
after
again?
the fall.
Yes.
This
Yeah.
art is awesome.
Okay.
Terry is flipping
Yeah,
through the art.
this-
This looks really
Yeah, that's good.
The general mystery, the conceit, the characters, the dream sequences. Like, this is a good ass book. Like, it's really, really strong first issue for me.
Wow.
I loved it. I really loved it, and I wasn't expecting to.
Brian,
I dug it. I wouldn't come down on it.
did
I
you
didn't,
did
like-
you dig at it or did you
I
dig on it?
dag on. I
Dag.
dag on it
Digging up it.
is what happened,
Yeah,
and it dug me. I think.
Oh,
so
yeah.
everything going,
Nice.
and yeah,
Little reach
Wow,
around.
wow.
yeah, that was the music.
Yeah.
And but I don't think I liked it as much as you did, Noel, but I didn't have any problems with it. I wasn't like,
I mean, well, is this in your wheelhouse? much?
My wheelhouse?
No, this cat.
My wheelhouse.
How did you feel about
big-
Something is Killing?
I like that.
Yeah?
Yeah. I feel like big apocalyptic mythical stuff can be in my wheelhouse. Stories about police brothers, not so much in my wheelhouse.
No, not at all. Actually, that was
yeah.
like, I don't know if that was, I don't even
Yeah,
know if
yeah,
that's going to matter.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming something happened that
I just,
matters,
the brother,
but
not necessarily
yeah.
that he's a cop, just the brother.
Yeah, or something. He's something that
Well,
he
yeah,
got a
he's-
flag over his.
He's seeing,
Yeah.
he's also, well, no. I'm sorry. I'm talking about his profession, not necessarily having to do with
Oh, right,
the,
right.
the mystery of the brother, of the two brothers. And
Yeah,
stuff.
maybe
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, this is cool. I think you would dig this a lot.
Looking through what Terry's flipping through on screen, I think that looks really cool. I might
Yeah.
actually check that out.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I did check out. It's called Kroma #1 from Image Comics, written and drawn by Renzo De Felici.
Felice.
Imprisoned in a tower within the walls of the Pale City, Kroma is believed to be the most evil creature alive. But a chance meeting with the mysterious orphan Zek creates an opportunity for Kroma to escape her cruel,
That's how it was.
cruel fate. That is, if they can survive the strange dangers within the city walls and the monstrous threats that lie beyond. I had no idea what this book was. I like Lorenzo De Felici's art from
Oblivion Song.
Oblivion Song by Robert
Oh.
Kirkman, which takes place in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And the
And
art
most
in this is
Yeah.
something else, man. It's really, really well done. It's a gorgeous book to behold. And the story is really kind of cool too. He's really created his own world with its own threat and their own sort of defense against that, the defense mechanisms against the threat,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is color-based, which I think is really cool. The writer and artist got his start as a comic book colorist, and he really was exploring color in a way that he wanted to bring it into a story where it's an active part of the story and not just like metaphorical, but it's like actively part of it,
Yeah.
which I think he succeeded in. I don't think you can eat that much chalk, but I thought it was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Noel, what'd you think?
I dug this a lot. It gave me not in any kind of like, don't go to the last page, Terry. It's too big of a spoiler. Not in any kind of like plot or character way, but it gave me feelings of Bolero, especially those first 2 or 3
I can
issues,
see that. Yeah.
where it's like
Well, the color
like-
palette for one thing.
well,
When we see color.
the
Yeah.
color palette, but then also just like the simplicity but
Mhm.
still originality of the story or the
Mhm.
framing. I thought it was I really liked the characters that were introduced here. The cliffhanger at the end was just wild,
Holy, yeah.
absolutely wild.
Woof.
This came out of nowhere for me.
Yeah.
Came out of nowhere.
Yeah. And to be honest, I wasn't going to read it, but then I saw that you and we have a secret chat
I was just like, it's
for
fucking
the whole
awesome.
group of us,
Just
and you're
for
like, "This is
ourselves.
awesome." I was like, "All right, well, I guess I'll read that first." And I really
you did.
did. I did like it. What did you think, Brian?
I was not as bowled over as you guys.
Uh-huh.
The
Were
opening
you
scene.
tipped?
I was half
Slightly askance.
I wasn't askance. I was askance by the end a little bit. Yeah.
See, good.
Yeah, I was askance.
Okay.
I was So when it started and the bird falls out of the sky and I was like, it grabbed me, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's cool. The colors were one of the coolest things in this book, and then we don't see them for most of it, right?
Yeah.
Now that may change in later
I'm
books,
sure.
right? Probably,
I'm
right?
sure.
The art was good, but it kind of I didn't get the sense of it being a black and white world until they told us that it was a black and white world.
There's a
Maybe
lot
'cause
of
some of it was a little blue.
A lot of blue hues for a black and white world.
Yeah, I don't think it's like they call it a black and white world because they made everything they can around them as muted as possible.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, you still have the color of the sky bouncing off of you.
Sure,
right?
I guess that's true. And they bred themselves to be albino, I guess, or different from albino because their hair is black, but they bred this into themselves. And I am usually a sucker. I love color.
Yeah.
I love color stuff. I also love black and white, right?
Mhm.
I love that aesthetic, which are two colors also. And I usually
No one's
love
gonna challenge you, dude.
and
actually, it's the absence of color and or all color.
challenge myself, man. No, but those are colors.
I know
you
they
know.
are. I know they are.
So, but I love that aesthetic, the black and white aesthetic.
Yeah,
I love seeing color, and I point out colors I love in the world, right? And
Every so often we'll be just walking and Brian will be like,
Color!
look at that color. Look at that color.
Well, because I forget sometimes. I blink,
Yeah.
and then I open my eyes,
Oh,
and
no,
I'm like,
that's
this is a
color.
world of color.
Yeah.
But really, I will. I'll be like, well, that's a cool color blue on that car.
Yeah,
You know, that kind of thing. And I love when they interplay, like Pleasantville, right?
Yeah.
or whatever, right?
Which the writer actually references in the back matter of the.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't read that. So it was all lined up, but the story kind of I felt I went wayward of the story, you know.
Oh.
Midway through, I'm like, all right, so it's a girl in there. She's not really a monster. It's a tale as old as time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
I mean, to be honest, I wasn't surprised.
Yeah.
When the creature comes out, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a person in a suit. That this has
Yeah.
all been fabricated
Right.
by the government in order to supplicate
Right,
the
keep
people.
everybody in line with fear and that kind of thing. And
But I was still interested in watching the little boy who was
yeah.
totally into and absorb
Mhm.
and sort of indoctrinated into that world come to his own conclusions.
So is she.
Yeah.
So is Kroma.
Yeah.
thinks
She
she deserves it.
Oh, she's Kroma?
She's Kroma.
I thought she was Ren or something.
No,
He's Zet. She's Kroma.
Zet and Kroma. Okay.
Ren was a different book.
And I
Wasn't
like the that was the last one, Behold
Yeah.
Behemoth.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of the Color King and all that
Yeah,
stuff. And it could the cliffhanger, I was kind of like sudden. I want one or two more pages.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if I would read more than that.
Oh.
But
I'm in, man.
yeah.
I'm in.
Well, I'd read another issue to
Yeah.
see what happened with it. And and I, just with the black and white and the
Yeah.
color stuff, I just love thinking about the idea of color, right? And
Yeah.
like where it happens in your mind, that kind of thing. So, yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Lukewarm. Yeah.
but slightly askance.
That'd be a good porn name,
Yeah.
right?
Lukewarm.
Lukewarm.
Oh, I think
Yeah.
slightly askance would be.
That'd be good. Lukewarm and slightly askance in Bouncing Beauties.
The next book is Star Wars Yoda #1 from Marvel Comics,
Oh.
written by Cavan Scott with art by Nico Leone. To some, he was a legend. To others, he was a teacher. Now, Yoda is all but forgotten, living in exile and haunted by the past. As a strangely familiar voice echoes through the swamps of Dagobah, Yoda must revisit the many lessons he has given over the years, from the days of the High Republic to the chaos of the Clone Wars. In the first of 3 story arcs Yep, one that's I did that right. A desperate cry for help reaches the Jedi Council on Coruscant, and only Yoda can respond. But how far will he go to protect the community from attack? I'll tell you, he'll move in. He'll move right in. He goes, these people are having trouble. They're being, beset upon, kind of like the Seven Samurai, right?
Mhm.
The village is being beset upon by a bunch of no goodniks. And so they asked for someone to come in and help, 7 of them.
So they asked him to move it.
Yeah, well,
he wasn't just like taking. He was
they
like,
said,
"Ah,
hey,
I'm living here now."
Hey, Jedi, we need some help, and he's like, "Help you, I will, I guess." And so he comes and he helps.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Well, we'll be back when you're gone." And he's like, "Well, shit, I guess I live here now." So he like moves in with the village to, I guess, probably train them to defend themselves. I'm assuming.
Yeah, he can't be doing that for the rest of his
Right.
life. When is this taking place?
It takes place originally in Dagobah, right? So basically Yoda has exiled himself to Dagobah, where we first meet him in
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back. I always confuse the last two for some reason.
Empire of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Right.
But this is him now remembering back to a time years and years and years ago. It says a long time ago.
I got
So
you.
our friend is like 400, 800
I think
years
it was
old.
like 900.
900 years old.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're not quite certain. I wasn't quite certain because I don't know the Jedi Council at this point. They show us the Jedi Council, and I'm like, I don't know these cats.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's sort of time jumps, which I like because I'm enjoying the High Republic stuff. I like all the other Star Wars stuff, so I'm glad that he's been around long enough that we can see multiple storylines from him that take place in different time periods.
That's cool. Yoda was around for High Republic.
Yeah, he was.
Is he in that? Is he in
He's
that?
in High Republic.
Oh,
yeah. He's the only character that's in High Republic that we know of.
Or is he like already an
he
older
is
guy?
middle-aged at that point.
Yeah.
Because it was only 200 years ago.
I don't think he has a cane at this point in the High Republic.
All right.
Yeah, High Republic is only 200 years before Skywalker.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
he'd
be like 700.
A spring old 600 to 700. Yeah.
The prime of his life.
So
would you?
I would say if you're a huge Star Wars fan, you're a huge Yoda fan, check it out. If you just have to read all the Star Wars stuff, this isn't gonna bug you. You're not gonna be upset at it. I don't think this is must read TV.
It is not. You're right about that.
Yeah. If you don't, I wouldn't say you need to at all, unless you're a Yoda fan.
We got one more book.
One more book. Here we go. I'll tell you what it is.
One book.
It's Batman: One Bad Day, Mr. Freeze from DC Comics, written by Jerry Duggan with art by Matteo Scalera. Years ago, Gotham City experienced a winter so icy that Mr. Freeze could live without his containment suit. Jerry Duggan and Matteo Scalera deliver a cold new take on Mr. Freeze and this incredible one-shot.
Nothing to do with the story.
No,
Yeah, why doesn't he just go live in a cold area?
Right?
Right?
Not Gotham City.
Yeah.
So I read it. Did anyone read this?
I did.
Yeah, I read it.
I was interested, but I didn't read it.
Okay, so me and Noel read it.
Yeah.
This is another good One Bad Day, I would say. It's not as good as what?
Okay, I have to bring this up.
Yeah.
And this is just me being
Is it about
mad
Mario?
as a producer. The Batman One Bad Day Mr. Freeze comic, the second page is Goddamn Justice Society of America, and the
Ad.
and the other one that we talked about, the New Golden Age, the second page was this fucking page.
Yeah.
So it's screwing me up with your damn comic books.
I heard you cursing in the background there when you were like, "Wait a minute!" I was like, "That's an ad, Terry."
It made me happy.
Yeah. But this is not as good as. First of all, it's not as good as One Bad Day Riddler, which was the first of these one shots, which was awesome. It's also not as good as other Mr. Freeze stories. I think we have had revelations from Mr. Freeze a couple times now in the past 5-6 years, and this is not one of the best reveals, I think. What did you think?
I dug it. Well, so the conceit of One Bad Day is malleable.
Yeah.
So the first one that we read with the Riddler, it was Batman's One Bad Day. Being pushed just too far, made a choice.
Yeah.
In this one, it's Mr. Freeze's One Bad Day, despite Batman and Robin wanting to help him.
I liked that aspect of it.
And we learned that his One Bad Day was actually well before he was a supervillain.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like a surprise. Can I spoil it? Are we spoiling?
Spoiler.
Yeah,
Okay.
Spoiler alert.
So the whole crux of Freeze's thing is that he's trying to save his wife,
Nora
Freeze. Medicine cannot help her, so he freezes her, and then blah blah blah, life of crime.
blah blah blah. Life
yeah.
of crime.
I yes anded that. It's fine. But then we learn through this story and flashbacks that he was a shit husband.
Yeah.
He was controlling.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's a
He
villain.
does turn to super villainy.
Yeah.
yeah.
Pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And
Now, fine. She's finally gone.
her final
Super villain.
yeah, he's doing all of this against her final wishes.
She was like, "Don't freeze me and turn into a
Well,
super
she
villain."
was like, don't. Yes.
yeah.
Like he wouldn't let her friends see her when she was on her deathbed or family. He wouldn't. He's just essentially just being incredibly selfish and trying to preserve something that was gone long before she died.
Yeah.
And that was pretty fucking heartbreaking. So it's his one bad day was however many years ago.
Yeah.
And it to this. I thought it was really good.
My problem with
Yeah.
this is that we've already had a reveal about Mr. Freeze. Who it was a Scott Snyder one shot, I think, or maybe it was Jeff Johns one shot about 5 years ago. It was a 5th week, I think, annual or something like that. And I believe, I'm paraphrasing, that Mr. Freeze, there was a revelation that not only is that not his wife in the containment unit, she like hated him at the end, didn't want to be saved, and may even have divorced him. I don't remember.
I think
but he kept freezing random women. He had a psychosis where he would freeze a woman and convince himself that was Nora, his wife, and he had to do all this stuff in order to save her.
That's interesting, but it takes, you could go two paths, right?
Yeah.
That's an interesting twist, but it also breaks the most interesting thing about his character in a way, and you kind of can't have it both ways. That because Mr. Freeze was originally kind of a joke villain until the Batman the Animated Series thing that
one episode
added this, right? Which was itself a twist reveal that recharacterized Mr. Freeze into something cool. And then,
so wait, the Nora stuff
yeah,
didn't exist before the animated series?
I don't think so. I don't think it did.
How cool.
Someone can double check us, but
Someone double check that. Someone who's got Google.
I think that was a Snyder / Tynan thing, New 52, but it's been retconned since. It does sound really familiar.
But
yeah,
then
it
fundamentally changes that thing that fundamentally changed the character, but finally made him cool.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily bad, but you can't have the tragic villain story with that. I mean, you can. It's a different tragedy.
Actually, I think
but,
it is.
Yeah.
I think it is just as tragic because also towards the end, he does something that's good in her honor.
Yeah.
But he was still an awful husband.
Yeah.
He didn't beat her. He was just controlling and never attentive.
Yeah.
And she lived her own life and didn't want to necessarily be with him anymore.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Yeah,
and that's a fine take, but it's not the take of there is this good and pure thing that was this love that he tragically spiraled from into this person. You know what I mean? Like they're both versions. Yeah.
I'm sure someone will write in cultpopgo@gmail.com to correct me on my story about what actually happened. But yeah, I mean, it was good. It was fine. I enjoyed it. I do enjoy a Mr. Freeze story. Yeah. The art was awesome. Matteo Scalera, very, very cool. Although his foreshortening is a little wonky at times. But
that page looks cool.
What's that? Foreshortening is when someone reaches towards the camera and you don't see the entire thing. You don't see the entire arm. It's just a little wonky.
Like it's big in the
like fisheye
towards you kind of thing, right?
You're welcome, buddy.
Yeah. So anyway, any other comics? Anything else to talk about before we get the frick out of here?
No, I don't think so.
Not on the docket. I read Plush today.
Plush, yes.
By Hilliard and Wagner, David Hilliard and something Wagner. Either way, the creative team from Plastic and the creative team from Vinyl. 2 stories about serial killers who you end up having to root for.
Yeah.
This is called Plush. The basic setup. You know what? It may be about cannibalistic furries.
Yeah. Cannibalistic furries.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
that won't unlock something in me.
Stay tuned. We'll talk about. Maybe we'll talk about it.
Oh,
I love
real
this
quick.
Hey.
Did any of you guys watch Wednesday?
No, not yet. I'm interested.
Oh, it's good. Wednesday is a lot of fun. Reminds me of Sabrina, the Chilling Tales of Sabrina.
Oh, all right.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I think we're only like 3 or 4 episodes in, but we're really enjoying it.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much. If you want to help out the show, you can go to patreon.com/JohnnyDestructo. If you want to help us out without giving us money, that's fine too. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Get us people to come hang out with us because we're lonely. That's it. Anything else?
No, have a great day.
Yeah, hopefully, I know we had a lot of technical difficulties last time. Hopefully this was a smoother ride and you caught every riveting word from Terry's rant.
Oh, we're going to do that every week. Just find a trailer for him to
No, it's going to be
recap.
that trailer.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
I think we should just edit that entire clip into the middle of every show.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, never change it. All right, guys, thank you so much. We love you and we will talk at you later. Goodbye. End broadcast, goddammit.